The Beeches Stud in Lismore, County Waterford, is inextricably linked with Bobby McCarthy, and you will rarely hear one mentioned without the other.
He's the people's person. He's the go-to man. Once you go into that yard, and people have found it over the generations, they're always accommodated. He's the most obliging man you could possibly meet in a long, long turn of life.
He was looking for a broodmare, and he found me my first broodmare, as he did for a lot of other people.
Well, it's the family farm. It's been in our family for 300 years. So originally it was a dairy farm, and my ancestors all had horses. They had good show horses, and when my dad came along, then he started riding point-to-points at an early age, and he was a very successful point-to-point rider and amateur rider, and but it was primarily a dairy farm at that stage. In 1972, John Magner was expanding into the flat, and he sent him down 2 stallions, Prince Hansel and Lawrence O. So they were the very first 2 stallions to stand here.
Must be about 45 years ago, in the full knowledge, and I was absolutely sure that he was the right man for the job. And from that day to this, we've never had a crossword. We've never had to count the change. We had time for a few pints. Most of the board meetings took place in Eiley Fooey's pub. So it was hard work, but it was fun.
Yet, for many, Bobby remains something of an enigma. He has never sought the limelight, preferring to concentrate on what he and his family, most notably Robert Jr., do best.
He's a quiet man. He works away. He's worked hard all his life on this farm from an early age, and he's 85 now and still doing a little bit of work. So he's been lucky.
Bobby, I always felt, was very fortunate that Angela, behind the great man, was the great woman, so to speak. It's absolutely true in this case. And they must both get great pleasure out of rearing the family that they did. And it's great now to see Robert chip off the old block, and the show goes on.
Standing some of the best National Hunt stallions with a current roster that includes the brilliant Flemingsfort, Bobby has had many magical days as a breeder in his own right, with Amberley House's victory in the Aintree Grand National being a particular high.
Amberley House trying to join in, 3 weary horses, Clan Royal the far side, Lord Atterbury the centre, Amberley House, relentless progress down the outside, Amberley House for Ginger McCain is a length and a half clear from Clan Royal, and the Martel Cognac Grand National goes again to Ginger McCain. Amberley House and Graham Lee win the National.
Well, I suppose, the thing about Bobby, whatever stallion he has, he gets the best out of them. And over the years, he's always had something that was topical.
Both as a breeder and producer of great horses, and a master of the Beeches Stud, where he has a wonderful roster of stallions. And invariably, if you go back, I would think that the Beeches probably covers more mares per year than any other stud in Europe.
Add to that a strong broodmare band of his own, a huge interest in the world of point-to-pointing, and Bobby is a man who is never resting on his laurels.
Well, I get advice on a daily basis from Bobby, and usually our conversations at the end of the day end up the same way, and I said, we better cover those mares anyhow.
He could be out all night, but I guarantee one thing, if your mare was to be covered at 7 o'clock in the morning, Bobby McCarthy would be there, and that'd be it.
There's the old saying is, he who can does, he who cannot preaches. I can tell you, Bobby is no preacher man.